And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, Josh the Punk Thomson. 100% agree. And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big John McCarthy.
The Punk McCarthy.
They know I'm the Punk. That's right, because I can irritate the hell out of everyone. Just ask anyone in the comments. What's going on, my man?
Hey.
We are here to talk about MMA, the world's greatest sport.
Let's. It's pretty good.
No.
It's pretty good.
No, it's the world's.
It is pretty good. It is pretty good. But John, before we get into any of that, let's talk about this here.
What have you come up with now?
This fucking guy right here. That's a damn alligator on the beach.
That's an alligator in Texas, baby. And that's the best is that ain't a small either. Look at it. It's chomping on a fish.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
I love it.
No,
that's beautiful.
It's got a big red fish. It says a bull red fish in its mouth. This is nuts, man. I don't even feel safe going near the water anymore here. I'm telling you, man, this is horrible. I got to move up north. I got to get out of here. I got to get up by Canada or something. Not into Canada. Thank God.
Oh, Jesus, Canada, huh?
No one's going to Canada. They're fleeing Canada right now.
Everyone's leaving Canada.
No, I got to get up north though. This is not what I signed up for. I feel like you can't even walk past water now without second guessing my life. Just
look at everyone wants to come to Texas. So do the Gators.
Yeah, those motherfuckers can stay where they're at.
Sense.
They can live over in Louisiana and in Florida. They can hang out on over there. Somebody showed me there was a gator in Destin, Florida, like on the beach, just chilling and swimming through the water, like in literally like a foot deep of water, just hanging out. I'm like, no, man, like that's a tourist spot right there, Destin, Florida.
I wish I had the photo, but there's this. I mean, it's not a photo; it's a video. I'm watching this, and it's one of the best things ever because this guy he's hovering over an alligator. He's got his girlfriend there. You don't see his girlfriend, but boom, and he drops his phone, and she's filming. She's videoing it. He drops his phone, and and it's about 2 feet in front of the alligator. Oh yeah. So now the choice is, oh God, do I go and get the phone? Right. So he's hemming and hawing, and you can hear him, and he's like, yeah, I need to try to go get it. And all of a sudden the alligator just looks at it, moves another foot forward. Now it's 1 foot from it. Then it moves another foot forward, and you just hear it going, it's just chewing that phone up.
Oh man, he's done.
I go, that alligator did you a favor, you dummy. You dropped your phone down there. That
would have been his head.
Go get it.
That guy.
Exactly.
Dude, I wouldn't even why were you that close anyways? That's what I want to know. Why were you even that close?
Because it's the old FAFO. It's just what it is.
Oh man. I gotta be honest, man. I can't get this out of my head. There were some down at DFW. Now they found one in like this little Dallas area. Now they're finding. Now I'm seeing them on the beach everywhere. I'm like, okay, this can't. Man, I feel like someone's doing this on purpose to Texas. They're bringing these people. They're bringing them in and just dropping them off. Being like, let's just see what happens.
Hey,
sons of bitches!
The borders are open in Texas.
Oh shit! Nah, Texas trying to lock them down right now, man. They got.
Oh, I know, man. That's awesome.
Well, hey, we got a lot of fights to talk about. But before we get started with the fights, can you guys hit that subscribe button? Subscribe to our channel. We also have a Clips channel down below. You guys can hit that link down below, and that'll hit you over to our Clips channel. We just did an interview that will be dropping here shortly, and make sure you guys subscribe to us on the Clips channel as well, which is down in the descriptions and the link below. I want to thank you guys so much for always subscribing to us and listening to us. I see a lot of you guys are repeat customers in the comments, and I enjoy that. Thanks for and I love the positivity, man. There was a lot of positivity after the last two shows that we've done, especially in our intros, talking about alligators and sharks and all this stuff. So it was pretty funny. But I want to thank you guys so much. Hit the thumbs up and hit the bell and notifications. And let's go ahead and get started on this, man. We got a lot to talk about that's going to be included in this main show. And we've got 1 or 2 articles of news that will be cut in a separate clip that will be available this week as well. And then John and I will try to launch. We have one more live to do on OF, on OnlyFans. So make sure you guys subscribe to us over there. It is free. We want to thank you guys so much for following us. We got about 500 members over there, people that are following us over there. It's free, guys.
700.
Okay. How much?
700.
700.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, don't ever cut out 200.
I'm sorry, man. The last time I looked, it was about 500.
Come
Well,
on.
look, it's also helping, though, I think, that Demetrius Johnson's on there. Amanda Hebus is on there. Paige Van Zant's on there. Austin Vanderford's on there.
Stipe Miocic is on there. Charles Oliveira is on there.
It's not like they're
bunch of
there's a bunch of athletes going over there now. You've got a lot, Luke Rockhold, AJ McKee are both on there. You've got a bunch of athletes that are making their way over there, just providing extra content. Did you see DJ competed in a jiu-jitsu tournament this last weekend?
Yep.
On the back of his gi, OnlyFans. Good for him, man. Look, those people that want to criticize us, the end game is our conversation originally with OF was about changing the narrative, creating a sports place for people to go to make money, to sell their content, whether it was showing moves, techniques, just showing like the competition, of DJ at the competition the whole time. That's what this was all about. And that was our first initial conversation with the higher ups. We were the very first podcast they ever worked with, and trying to change that narrative. I get what they do. I understand what you guys talk about. But look, the bottom line is, if you subscribe to us, you subscribe to the other fighters and other athletes, some big time surfers on there right now, big time skateboarders that are on there now as well. They are also trying to make a surge into OF as well. So look, that's all. Just follow the ones that you care about, the ones that you care to see, and you will only see their content. You will not see all the other stuff. And if you do, that's on you, dog, because their algorithm does not put people on your page.
Exactly. Their algorithm doesn't do it. So if you have something going up on that page that you say, nope, you went to it, and that's why it put it back towards you.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, hey,
stick with fighting. You'll be good.
Let's go ahead and let's get right into the fighting, because we got a lot to cover. Like I said,
we
this
do.
Weekend's main event: Aaron Blanchfield versus Manuel Fiorot. What's your thoughts, John?
It's a good matchup. Aaron Blanchfield, obviously a dominant grappler, and Manuel is a dominant striker. This goes back to the beginning of MMA and what we were looking for as well. Which style is the best? Because really, they're both obviously are cross-training into different areas, but they're so specifically good in one area, and their strength is, you can see it for each woman. Aaron Blanchfield, when she gets the takedown, she's devastating. She's devastating in the top position, and she moves so well to advance her position and put people into trouble. She can end the night quickly when she gets the takedown, and she could do that against Fiorot. No doubt about it. She has a huge advantage, in my opinion, on the ground. But in the stand-up, she doesn't. And Manuel has got that huge advantage. She is the much slicker, cleaner, stylistic fighter in the stand-up. She has more power. Everything about her stand-up is better than Aaron Blanchfield. So this is a question of, look, the fight starts in the stand-up, so kind of given a little bit of an advantage there to Manuel as far as, how the fight starts. Blanchfield has got to work by using her hands to get to the takedown and get that fight to the ground. I don't care how you get it to the ground. Get it to the ground.
Dave, can you pull them up side by side? Like their size, their reach, can you pull them up? I think Manuel is a lot bigger than her. Just maybe I'm wrong.
She's longer,
maybe height wise, reach wise, all of those things. I'm feeling like she seems like a bigger fighter when I've seen them inside the cage.
You can see it right there. Reach wise, Aaron Blanchfield's got more reach. He is 5'7" to 5'4" as far as height, but reach and the legs are a little bit longer on Manuel, and the reach is a little bit longer. 1 inch for Blanchfield. That's not what's going to do it. It's going to be who can keep this fight or put this fight where their strength is at.
Well, if history repeats itself, man, Hoist Gracie proved that grappling is better than boxing and kickboxing. So, this is going to be like a no-brainer.
It's a little bit different world.
Yeah, if we're coming in, coming into the betting lines, man, I'm going all the way Blanchfield in, right? I'm balls deep in that. I'm just like, let's go grappling.
Let's go grappling.
It's not that way anymore, John.
No, because Manuel Fiorot is now a mixed martial artist. She's not only a stand-up fighter. And she has shown that she has been able to stop the takedown. She's got good defensive wrestling, especially in the cage. It's not going to be an easy task for Blanchfield to get it, but Blanchfield can do it. She can get her down. She's got that ability. She's just, she's got to use her hands to set up that level change or set up that clinch situation, getting into a body lock. If she tries to shoot from the outside, it ain't going to work.
I think that she needs to make sure that her head is always offline and she's changing the rhythm of however she enters. I think what happens is sometimes they fall into this routine of what they do in the gym every single time. Well, you're going to have to change it up against someone who can strike like Menno Fiorot. You're going to have to change up that rhythm because she's going to find that rhythm out within the first probably 2 minutes if she's not on her back already. But she's going to find that rhythm out. And if you just keep doing that same type of rhythm, she's going to start piecing you up as the fight goes on. And in a 5-round fight for Blanchfield, if the takedown doesn't come early in the first round, the pressure starts mounting on you as the fight goes on. I have to get one. I have to get one. I have to get more. Like I haven't gotten it yet. Like you're using energy. And not only are you using energy to get the takedown and trying to force the takedowns, then now mentally it starts messing with you. And then you start kind of getting a little, not anxiety, but you start putting more pressure on yourself and it just starts weighing on you. And then you start burning more energy. And John, I'm sure you've seen it countless times inside the cage. It's that pressure to get it. And now you're panicking and shooting from far away. Yeah. And now you're just like chasing on your hand.
I call it mental hyperventilation.
Yeah. And you're burning energy.
It's really what it
doesn't need to be burned.
Yeah.
So I think if she doesn't get one in the first round and was able to control the round, that first round for at least 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes, if she can get 2 minutes on the ground of action, that'll start to slow Menno a little bit to make her a little bit more cautious of how much output she can have in the rest of the first round or going into the second round. If she ends up finishing on her back, in the first round, she'll come back out in the second round. She won't have the same energy in terms of she won't have as much output. So Blanchfield's got to get a takedown early in the round and try to control that first round for at least 2 to 2.5 minutes. Not just to still the round, but just to get Menno to understand that, look, I can get you down. I can control you. And there's stuff that can happen as you start to get more slippery, as you start to get more tired.
As she does that, if she's able to get her to the ground, I look at it, that's your chance to put her in a position where she realizes, oh, I got to be super careful and I can't have this happen again, which is going to start to limit her offensive output just based on she doesn't want to make any mistakes and doesn't want to overextend and get back in that position. So I love Blanchfield's ground game. I think she is absolutely dominant there. She, in the entire, women's division, she's as dominant on the ground as you'll find in the 125-pound division. Same as Mackenzie in the 115 strawweight. You look and you go, she's dominant there when the fight gets there. Erin usually gets to the top position. She's a top position rider. She's not someone that fights off of her back. She's always in the top position. And as I said, she progresses the fight. You look and it's like, you don't have to worry about her just staying in the guard. And that if it hits the ground, Menno is going to try to slow it down. She's going to be grabbing for the wrist. She's going to be trying to overlock the arms. She's going to do everything she can to make time burn by, so Erin cannot, do damage or progress her position. And Erin cannot sit there and wait. She's got to go. This is your chance to really put it in a place that you can win the fight, with a submission in this round, or you can do damage that's going to eventually lead to the win in a later round.
I agree. Dave, can you pull up any odds on that fight?
Yeah, the odds are right here.
Okay, so you have the money line. You got minus 198 on the money line, plus 164 for Menno. So Blanchfield's at a minus 198. And
she's the favorite.
Yeah, but see, I'm going to go with Menno.
Yeah, I would say that if I was going to bet, I would definitely go with that.
I would like to see what the over-under is on it, Dave. Do you happen to have that? Let's take a look at that. But John, the reason why I would end up going with Menno is because we've seen her with someone like a Rose Namajunas, and I know it's a stand-up battle, but we've seen her with higher level competition. This pressure is not going to get to her, and her footwork is going to be there. Her power and the little bit power of the punches is going to make Blanchfield a little bit more hesitant as the fight goes on, especially if she's not getting takedowns. It becomes target practice.
Yeah, the more that happens, the more it's going to end up changing. But it really comes down to it's a stylistic battle.
Mm-hmm.
Does the grappler get the fight to the ground? Does the striker keep the fight on the feet? That's really where it's at.
Bro, Dave's looking for
as
this.
much as you can look at it, it's just in that position where Dave trying to find stuff. Can he do it?
We're gonna see.
I don't think so.
It's just like hard to navigate this website.
It's all right.
No lines available.
No lines available on the UFC for this one. Interesting. All right. Well, hey, look, I would actually lean towards Mano on this betting line at plus 164. I think is what it was. I would probably take that. And
yeah, that's a good bet.
I mean, throw down $25, throw down $50, whatever it is, $25, and just kind of see what it is. Like, look, I think if you start off on these betting things, right, on betting on some fights, throw down $20 here, throw down $20 here, and then just start playing. Every time you win, then continue on to the next fight and bet in a little bit more. Just kind of see how your luck would have played out had you bet hundreds of thousands of dollars.
There's your over/under right there.
So it's a
4.5 rounds.
I think I'm taking the under on that.
Yeah.
Because if Erin Blanchfield gets this fight to the ground, I think there's a good chance she finishes it.
It's a very good chance, and that's at plus 114.
Yeah, I think I'm taking the under on that. And if Erin doesn't get a takedown or two, she may get knocked out. She may get finished. So, but I mean, I'm going to lean more towards if I was to take the under, I would take Blanchfield getting the submission on the under.
Yeah,
that's what I would take. And then I think also I would take Meno on the win at the plus. What is it? Oh, plus 154 here on this one.
That's 154. Yeah. It was 164 on the other. Everybody's
all right. Weighing in on the odds on this main event. Give it a try. All right. What else we got?
We got Vicente Luque taking on Joaquin Buckley. This is one of those fights where you look at the stand-up. Both guys very talented in the stand-up. They approach it differently. Neither guy likes to actually take the fight to the ground much, but they will. Both are physically strong. It's an interesting matchup when you look at it. Vicente Luque has always fought as a welterweight. Joaquin Buckley has fought as a middleweight and as the welterweight. So the cut, I don't know if it's going to affect Buckley that much, but I've always said that I thought Vicente Luque is a very technically clean fighter. He's got power. He's tough in the stand-up, and if you can't take him down, you're going to be in for a hard night. So I look at Buckley. Buckley's going to stand with him. That's his game. That's what he does. I don't see him looking for the takedowns against Luque. So someone's going to try to put someone to sleep.
Is Luque still at the point of where he can make another run? I feel like he's on the down.
He's right there. He's right. It is, because if you take it, he's not that old. Now he has had some of those wars that we talk about that you look at and you go, man, that you can't have too many of those. And he has had them, but he's taken time off. He's got himself back to, being healthy. And so I do think he's got that in. I'm not sure that he's ever going to be the guy that's going to win the title. And just, and then it's not a nice thing to say. It's just being honest as far as when you look at that division. And if you look at structurally how he matches up with the upper guys in that division, there's some that he matches up with, and others you look, you go, that's not a good matchup for him. So
I look at Joaquin Buckley, man. I think to myself, like, he's an up and down fighter. He's 17-6, but he looks great one time and he looks horrible the next. Looks great one time, looks horrible the next.
But he normally does very well against other stand-up fighters.
This is true.
It's wrestlers that give him problems. Guys that can take him down and, make his life miserable on the mat, they give him problems. But in the stand-up, you want to stand up and bang, Joaquin Buckley is there for you.
Yeah, I would say if like Vicente was an 85-pounder, I'd go with Vicente because Joaquin is not a big guy. So the weight cut down, I think he's probably going to benefit him a little bit more I think he's going to be faster than Vicente Luque. I think technically Vicente Luque is the better striker. but Joaquin just does things like he did with the Impa Kasanganai
he's good.
knockout.
Yeah, just his ability to kick, his spinning
Mhm.
attacks. Yeah, he's got more tools in the toolbox that he uses than Vicente Luque. Vicente is more boxing, kickboxing centric, but more towards boxing centric.
Yeah.
He uses his hands as his weapons most of the time. He'll bring the knees. He'll bring, he's got good clinch work, good elbows. But Joaquin Buckley's got a full plethora. If you're going to talk about spinning attacks, the kick that he landed, just to land that kick against Impa, the way he did, having, his foot held in the air and he jumped, off, just, that's nuts. But it shows you what kind of athlete he is.
This is true. Very true. I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. We're going to see two guys standing and banging, I think. That's what you're going to see.
Yep.
And it's going to be, this is in the Apex, correct?
No, this is in New
Atlantic City.
Jersey.
Oh, and where?
New Jersey, Atlantic City, New Jersey,
okay.
at the boardwalk.
Good for them. All right, Chris Weidman, Bruno Silva.
I know. This is Chris's chance. Chris is looking, he wants to go out on a win and stuff. He talked about going out, and then he had his last fight. It was against Tavares. And, Tavares just ate his legs up with the kicks, made it, difficult for him. Chris fought a tough fight, fought very hard. He was, in it the whole time, just couldn't get the win. I think he gets this win against Bruno Silva. And it's not that Bruno Silva, I'm saying anything bad. Bruno Silva in the stand-up is a good fighter, but Chris should take it to the ground. If he's, has a moment, take it to the ground and use that ground skill that he has, because he is good on the ground.
I would agree. I think, Chris's wrestling is still there. His single leg snatch is probably one of the best with his dump. He's one of the best in the game. Now, the ability the want to keep wrestling, though, at this age, that's the difficult part. But I think Bruno Silva is not somebody who's that hard to take down,
I agree.
And the ability to be able to hold him down, I think Chris can do that all day long. Plus the submission
all day long
are there. What Chris has got to be careful is that Bruno Silva, when he starts walking you forward and starts throwing crazy shots, are you going to lean or dip into the wrong direction? I mean, we saw with Bruno Silva when I believe he fought Alex Pereira. It was like Bruno just came after him. It was like, okay, look, let's see what happens. It's just going to be wild.
Yeah, but I thought it was great.
A great fight. That was a good fight.
Yeah.
It was a perfect fight for both of them at the time. Whereas Chris can't afford to get hit with those kind of shots, how Alex got hit with them. Chris is older. Chris, I don't want to say his chin is gone, but it's not what it used to be, championship level. So as you get older, we just know that. That's what happens. You've been doing this a long time, and he's been doing it at the highest level for the longest time. But Bruno's going to try to push him into positions to make him make a mistake and see how Chris reacts. So I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. Hopefully Chris gets the win and he can ride off into the sunset.
Absolutely. You got Nursultan Ruzabov against Dumas. This is in the middleweight class. I always look at it. Some of these names are just unbelievable. But I have seen Ruzabov fight. He's good, well-rounded, tough grappler, good stand-up. I have never seen Dumas fight.
Neither have I. John, I haven't seen either one of these guys fight.
Yeah.
I've got to be fair
I've
with
seen
you guys.
Ruzabov fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
But who we have seen fight, though, is Bill Algeo.
I love Bill Algeo. He's good.
He's good. He's fun to watch.
He's a good fighter, man. Yep. Going up against Kyle Nelson, another very tough fighter. So this is a great matchup. Kyle Nelson, he'll bring it in the stand-up. He's good on the ground. Bill's, I think, a little bit better on the ground than Kyle. Well, I don't know. They're close. They match up really well as far as their styles. Bill's got that kind of karate stance. He blades himself a lot, jumps back and forth and everything. But really, that's just a great matchup. I think I would favor Bill in it, but I could see Kyle winning that.
Does Bill Algeo, does he look like a smaller version of a Jake Ellenberger to you? Has a little bit of a similar, just his facial a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing something. I don't know. Anyways, I feel like he looks like a small little Jake Ellenberger. I know some of you guys don't even know who Jake Ellenberger is because you guys are all millennials and stuff. Nah, maybe a little bit. No, not really. Maybe
Nah.
maybe just the angle that I was looking at. No.
Nah.
Maybe because he has, I don't know. All right, Chickawani versus Rise McKee.
Woo.
Chitty's good.
This is
Chitty's good. Chitty's fast. Chitty's got good stand up.
Chitty's just got to believe in himself.
Yep.
Confidence. Look at Rise McKee is good. He's fought, he's fought a lot at welterweight. He's coming up to middleweight for this. Chitty's stand up is sharp. He's got great kicks. He's got great elbows. He can fight on the ground. It's just that it always seems that he makes poor decisions at times and gets tired or he gets caught in something. Ree's that guy who is he'll be there banging with him and very tough. Comes from the UK and stuff. He's just a tough bitch. But this is a good fight for Chitty. Chitty should perform well in this fight.
I look at Chitty a little bit how I was talking about Rose Namajunas the other day. I'm like, and the same thing with Arnold Allen. Just believe, man. Like believe in your grappling, your wrestling, your takedown defense. Believe in that, and like the rest of it will all come easy. Like, oh, you take me down, I'll get up. I'll find my way back to my feet. Like I'm not too concerned. It's almost like they set themselves up for failure. Like if I get taken down, it's over. They have that mindset, and it drives me crazy because all three of those fighters are damn good once they hit the ground.
See, I always look at it, and my whole thing with Chitty is when you watch Chitty fight, when he's doing well, he's just great. And then all of a sudden his opponent will, land a good shot or do something. And it's like he loses faith. At that moment, the momentum switches and it's just the wheels start coming off of, the truck as it's going down the tracks there. And I just look at him and it's like, he's one of those guys that when you watch him in the gym, you go, holy shit, dude, that guy could beat anybody. And he can, but he's got to be the guy that believes that he can.
Better the hammer than not the nail.
Yeah. No doubt.
Nate Landwehr versus Jamal Emmers.
Well, talking about hammer and nail here, you got to give it to Nate Landwehr. Nate can be both. Yeah. He can be the nail, and he keeps on trucking. He keeps on coming. He does not give in. The dude is he is tough. There's no quit in Nate at all. And Jamal Emmers is talented. He's athletic. Very. If you're going to look at them as competition, Jamal Emmers has all the factors that you look at and you go, he should win this fight. But you can't count out Nate Landwehr and you can't count out his heart because his heart will get him through that and will get him a win. So I think it's a great matchup. I think that's one of the fights I'm actually looking forward to. Same.
It's funny is I'm actually kind of looking. I don't know what it is. Something about Jandiroba. She's something about her that I want to watch her fight. She takes big shots, and she's
a gamer.
She's game, man. She's game.
Yeah, she's game, and she's got a great ground. Yeah, I was talking about Mackenzie Dern in the strawweights. Well, Jandiroba is right there with her.
And then you got she's fighting Godinez.
I love Lupita Godinez. Man, she's good and she's getting better all the time, and she's good at keeping the fight where she wants it to be. And in this fight, she's going to want to keep it on the feet. You don't want to be on the ground with Jandiroba, but Lupita has just looked fantastic her last couple of fights. So another good matchup to watch. Julio
Arce versus Herbert Burns. I mean, this is Gilbert Burns' brother. He hasn't had quite the impact in the UFC that we all thought he would. And he's had coming over from one championship. I expected him to have some better luck. But Julio Arce, man, he's got tough.
He's got an incredible freaking ground.
He does. Something though, I don't know. Sometimes when you get under the bright lights, you have those fighters that are really good.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're just sometimes the pressure gets to them. Sometimes it's not there. I can't explain it,
That's
John.
true.
I can't explain it. But I mean, he had some good fights over in one. I remember, I believe I called one or two of his fights back in the day when he first came into the organization. I was glad to see him come over to the UFC. I was, happy to see what he could do over there. He just hasn't lived up to what I expected out of him. I expected a lot more. He's that guy.
Yeah.
Any other?
He's got a tough opponent in Arce.
Yeah, Arce is good, man. Any other fights on here you want to talk about?
Yeah, that's the one that's down there towards the bottom is you got Jacob Malkoun against Andre Petrosky. Both of them are outstanding in the wrestling and the ground game. And it's a matter of who's going to be the guy that's going to be able to install his will in this. Malkoun just somehow takes over a lot of fights with his grappling and his wrestling and just wears guys down. We've seen Petrosky do the same thing. He didn't have a good go in his last outing, but this could be a really good matchup overall.
We'll see. Well, hey, that's going to wrap up our UFC talk. And we gave you a little bit of a fighting on the odds for the main event.
A little bit.
And weighing in on the odds, I should say. Not fighting on the odds, weighing in on the odds. But we're going to try to do a couple more of those as we start going in on some of these lower cards. But mainly for the UFC pay-per-views, we should be doing them. And also for the PFL pay-per-views, we'll start doing them for you guys. We're trying to make it make it fun for you guys and give you guys some opportunities to make some money. Before we move on, though, go to onlyfans.com/weighing-in, onlyfans.com/weighing-in. I want to thank you guys. Subscribe to us over there for free. Also, subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Subscribe to it here. Hit the thumbs up. Well, thank you guys. Yeah. The Clips channel is now back active with more stuff. And we also have an interview for you guys this week that we'll be dropping. And well, thank you guys for always taking care of us, hitting us in the comment sections. And we know what we got to do for these guys, John. We got to do a Q&A. We haven't done a Q&A in a while for them.
Okay.
Got to do a Q&A.
We'll do that.
All right. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do a couple little things here on the BKFC. One of our guys is fighting, man. John Dodson.
Johnny Dodson going for the championship. He has been absolutely fantastic in bare knuckle fighting championships. He's looked great. He's put away just about every opponent. I think he's put away every opponent that he's gone up against. It might have one decision. I might be wrong, but he's going up against Aguero. This is one of those, man, in my opinion, he's the better fighter. He's the one that he should take the belt. And this is one of those ones. It's like bare knuckle fighting championships. You got to be a dog. John Dodson is one of the nicest, funniest, smiley guys, does the thing and everything. But man, I tell you what, when it comes to fight, he can be the dog, and I think he's going to be their champ. I love the fact that he's doing well there.
Can you speak on? I don't know if you know any of this. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Sorry. What happened with him in the UFC?
I can't tell you that. I really don't. It was.
You can't tell me that, or you won't tell me that. There's a difference.
I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. I was told something from someone from there in Albuquerque. I don't know if it's true, so I don't want to.
I don't say it. I don't want to get into this.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to get into that type of stuff. Yeah.
So I can't say that I know for sure. I was told something, but all I know is John Dodson. He's a good fucking guy. He's fun to be around, and he's getting up there in age. He's a lot older. He doesn't look it, but he's a lot older than people realize.
Well, you can tell because he's losing his hair.
It's the only thing, man. You know what that's
He's
like.
got some wins over in Ryzen as well. He's been a pretty active fighter for someone who's not been in a major promotion.
He's been super active, and he's been doing great.
Yeah, he's been crushing it. He's collecting them checks. I don't know what he's getting paid, but I mean, at least he's been active, and at least he's making some money. Good for him. Good for him. I think guys like him, I mean, look, what's rare is a guy like him, and we say this all the time, staying active and staying successful in the lower weight classes is so difficult. So difficult.
Is.
That lets you know
there's so much talent.
There's so much talent, but then also too, as you get older, what's the first thing that goes? Is your speed. We've said this over and over again. He still has the speed. He still has the power. I gotta admit, I'm a little jealous. Yeah, so
a little jealous.
And I'm also jealous too because the BKFC thing really intrigues me. It does, and I'm still itching a little bit about it, but. I know it's funny, John, as I came off my CPI stem cell treatments, and for the last 2.5 weeks, I have been able to start working out and training and all these things. And it was a lot harder than I thought. Man,
I was going to say, I was feeling really good and saying, yeah, I'm going to start to do. And then you started working out and you went, oh my God, I'm old.
It's been a routine, man. Every morning I go, and I get my miles in, get a lift in, and then I cool down with a couple miles. So I've been doing about 5 miles a day, 3 mile warm up, about 1.5 miles at the end. But I get a good little hit training in or some sort of lift in. But man, this literally was the first week where I woke up on Monday and I wasn't sore. I was like, all right. Yeah. So then I went and worked out yesterday and I did like a little extra push. I woke up this morning. I was like, holy shit, I couldn't sit down on the toilet. I was like, oh, this hurts. And this is only day one. Day two is always the worst. So this morning I got like 2.5 miles in early and then did a quick little lift, did a little mile, did a mile on the cool down. And man, my legs were shot today.
Just heavy.
Yeah, they're
like walking in mud.
It hurt to get in and out of the car. It hurt. So, but it felt good to be back. It felt good. I've been getting some jiu-jitsu in also. Yeah, I've been doing the 5 a.m. workouts Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I didn't do it yesterday morning, but I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The local gym down here, Aguilera's Jiu-Jitsu or martial arts. Dwayne Ludwig's got his program in there as well. Dwayne Ludwig's got his Bang. What is it? Bang Muay Thai. So yeah, they've got it in there as well. I go in so early in the morning. I only see the morning crew, and so I just met the coach that was there, and he was like, hey, I said, you know what, if you want to, because I know, John, you and I know what it's like to own a gym. So I told him, I said, hey, I'll text you the night before if I'm coming. If you want to stay home and sleep in because it's 5 a.m., I said, you can sleep in. I'll teach class and roll with the guys and this night. He's like, bro, that would save me. I was like, yeah. So I said, hey, so for sure, I normally always go Wednesday, Friday. Don't always make Mondays, but Wednesday, Fridays. And he's been very grateful. And it's been an actual pleasure, man. I met a lot of guys in my community because moving to Texas, meeting a lot of guys in my community that some of them were already training there, but they just train in the evening. So now they're coming in the morning, and then a lot of the local PD, they're in there in the mornings because the PD here, this is the one thing I really appreciate. I'm moving from California, our PD over there don't get no respect, but over here they pay for them to take jiu-jitsu classes. So it feels
very
good.
Nice.
So they come in, we do some training. They do gi and no gi, which I really admire. But I'm glad, man. I'm glad to be in there working with our local police department.
And just every now and then, just put it on them a little bit and say, remember, you give me a ticket, it's going to get a whole lot worse.
Bro, I got to be honest. One of them looks exactly like Andy Foster. Swear to God.
Dude, that's funny.
You know what's funny? His name is Andy. Swear to you.
Shit.
Swear to you.
Great.
Oh,
That's
man.
great.
But there's a girl in there, and she's a PD, Prosper PD. Man, she can get after, man. She's aggressive. She's just learning, but she's aggressive. She's not afraid. She gets after it. I'm like, good for you. All right, let's go ahead and move on. What else you got for us? Or is there anything else you want to talk about on the bare knuckle? I just want to talk about the main event.
No, the only thing I want to say is I saw that a picture, Frank the Tank Lester, who is actually, he used to be with Dan Henderson, and then he ended up being a coach over at Jackson Wink. He's going to be fighting here in bare knuckle. So I kind of bet that Johnny Dotson kind of got him that opportunity and stuff. We'll see how he does. Be interesting.
John, it's a good place for people to go. I really feel like it's a great alternative to the guys that don't want to wrestle and do jiu-jitsu anymore. Like, screw that.
Well, it is to a
or
point.
People that don't want to get kicked. I'm surprised we haven't seen Nate Diaz in there yet. I mean, his career's not over yet, but I won't be surprised if we don't see him in there. If we do see him in there.
There's a possibility somewhere along the way.
All right, let's go ahead and get into some fight announcements. Got Edson Barboza versus Lerone Murphy.
Lerone Murphy. Yep. That's interesting one. That's the main event. So it'll be 5 rounds. Look at Lerone Murphy's good. Yeah, he's good everywhere. Stand up. He's fast. What do you say about Edson Barboza? For how long has he been doing it? He still looks good. His last fight was so tough against Sodiq. I mean, he gutted that out. Beautiful performance. They don't give him any easy fights,
no,
though, dude. If you take a look at the list of people that Edson Barboza has fought. It's impressive. I mean, it's a who's who. It's crazy when you think about the guys that he has matched up with. Tony Ferguson, Habib Nurmagomedov, Shane Burgos, all these different dudes. I mean, it's just a plethora of talent.
True.
Guess what? He's got another one. It's not easy.
True story, man. After I beat Nate, they called me with two guys. They called me with the tough Russian. Rustam Kabalov. They called me to fight
Kabalov.
him. I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is. I go, you went from giving me a title shot and then Pettis got hurt. I'm like, I'm not fighting this guy. I don't know who he is. And I got some Dagestani guys in my gym and they're fucking good. I was like, no, I don't know who this guy is. And then they called me to fight Edson Barboza. And I was like, I don't know who this guy is either. I'm like, how are you going to give me someone who just fought for the title and I beat? And now you want to give me two guys I never heard of after the Pettis and you give me a title shot. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll wait. I said, give me somebody else. They called me a week later with Benson. I was like, all right, cool. I'll take that fight. Look, Edson Barboza, I agree with you. No easy fights. No easy. He's fought the who's who.
Dave, do me a favor. Pull up Edson Barboza's record, please. I don't care so much about wins and losses. I just care about the names.
I mean, he has something equivalent to, like, I don't want to say as long, but someone like a Dustin
in
Poirier,
the UFC,
somebody like a Max Holloway. He's got that equivalent.
Take a look. Okay, Bryce Mitchell, Giga Chikadze, Shane Burgos, like we said, Amir Khani, who was on a hot streak back then, Dan Ige, Paul Felder, Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker, Kevin Lee, Habib Nurmagomedov, Beneil Dariush, Gilbert Melendez, Anthony Pettis, Tony Ferguson,
Paul Felder, Michael Johnson, Bobby Green, Evan Dunham,
Donald
Cerrone,
Cowboy Cerrone. I mean, unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
It's just super impressive.
Ross Pearson, Anthony Nchikawani.
Yeah.
Jamie Varner.
Who was good.
That's an old name, man.
We're going to talk about Jamie Varner.
We'll talk about Jamie Varner here later. Oh, jeez. But I think this could be a good fight, but a very tough fight for him. I think Murphy's going to have a little bit more of the advantage in terms of just the youth on his side. Having that O means a lot to somebody who's never been defeated. So it should be a very good fight. I'm glad it's the main event, though.
That is.
We're going to see a 5-round fight. We're going to see if Murphy can live up to the expectations in a 5-round fight.
Honestly, that's really where, look, he's being put into the position of, hey, are you ready for this? We're going to find out.
Yeah, I agree. Next fight. Ooh, this is the fight I want to see.
Jailton Almeida coming off of a loss, going up against Alexander Volkov. Drago, as they say. But I'll tell you what, he's got a lot more confidence. He's actually looking pretty good right now. Volkov is looking good, but I don't know, if Almeida can get him to the ground and be in the top position, he's going to do well. And I think he'll get him there. The question is, can he get him in time before he starts to wear out and Volkov takes over?
No, the question is this at the Apex? That's what the question is. Is this in a small cage? Yeah. Is there going to...
No, it says UFC 302.
Okay. It's going to be in a bigger cage. There's going to be plenty of room for Volkov to move around. He's going to be able to use that push kick up the middle, the long jabs, the long combinations. Can he keep himself off his back? Look, Volkov's not bad off of his back either. He's not bad.
He's not bad. He's not bad at protect, but he's got to get it. If Almeida takes him down, he's got to make it just tough. As far as he's got to make Almeida work by trying to get back to his feet, don't make mistakes, and get through the round, because that's going to start to wear on Almeida's mind.
I really believe, very much like the Curtis Blades fight, if Volkov can get to the second round, towards the end of the second and the third, he'll start taking over. If he can get to the second round, he can make him work in that first round, and he's not just being smothered on his back the whole first round. I think he has a good chance of getting him out of there by rounds 2 or 3. Volkov's good, man. He doesn't possess a lot of power, but he brings the combinations in from all different angles.
No, and he does have that beauty. Look, his front kick or teep up the middle. It's long and it gets there pretty fast. It's got some snap to it. He uses that as a rangefinder. Really nice technique.
Agree. Next fight. What else we got? Oh, I think that's it. Those are the fight announcements that we
that
had.
is not it.
And that's all we got, Dave?
Mm-mm.
That's what we got.
No, that's not
I
all
thought
we
had
got.
one more thing.
Okay.
No, we want to sit there and talk about something else.
Okay. Here
No.
we go, John.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I thought.
Oh,
let
John.
me pull this up.
Buy us
John Sykin is
buy a
out.
hoodie.
Oh, we can make that a separate clip, though. To be honest.
That's why he's doing it.
All right. Well, hey,
You
that's
guys
our
lost me.
show for
We're
this
totally
for this week. I know it was a little bit shorter than normal, but I want to thank you guys so much. Go to WayneInMerch.com and pick up some of our apparel there. WayneInMerch.com, and also hit that subscribe button down below for our YouTube channel. Share our content out to all your friends and your buddies if they're into MMA or into combat sports. I want to thank you guys so much for continuing to support us. And John, take us away.
For everyone out there, thank you for tuning in. We will see you.